Alright, so good afternoon. It is Wednesday afternoon. I spent the better part of the morning dicking around with that stupid Honda Civic quarter panel. Man, I just couldn't get that. I don't know why it wasn't coming to me. I couldn't get it. But anyway, I got the lines now, I think. Everything's sanded. It's ready for primer. I've already mixed some primer. It's been washed down and ready to go. And yeah, got the fan going, so might as well just get to it. Right. I mixed enough primer up to give this at least 3 coats because it was sanded with pretty rough paper. I'm looking at the lines, they look pretty good. Finally, god damn, what a pain in the ass. This should have been out of here yesterday. Alright, so the Civic is done, it's ready to go. I block sanded it this morning with 320 wet paper and gave it 3 more heavy coats of primer and a guide coat, so it's ready to final sand and paint. Yeah, and I welded a little tab on inside here so I could get a self-tapper screw in there to hold the bumper up instead of zip ties, and hopefully the weld holds. It's just a little tack weld, but yeah, it came out all right. Looks okay. I think you'll be good with it. So I'm gonna get it outside because I've got something really different coming in right after lunch. And we're going to get into that one. That's a complete paint job, pretty much. I think the roof and the front fenders are done already. It's okay. I think it's been jammed already. But I'll show you when the thing gets here. But this thing's ready to go outside. I'm just waiting to hear back from the man when he's coming to get it. All right, so it's 11:30. I'm going to pull this thing out, park it off to the side, so I've got room for the next one to come in. Gives me about an hour and a half or so to clean up in here before it arrives. Plus the body shop guy that brought me this one is bringing me another one and picking this one up. So gonna be a flurry of activity here today. I don't know how much work I'm actually gonna get done, but we'll see. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this thing out and park it. All right, so I had to do a little 97-point turn in here. Too stupid to move my truck out of the way. Anyway, it's out. It's ready to go. So, yeah, next one shows up. We'll go over that one real quick and show you what's being done there. I wanted to see this thing outside. Oh, yeah, looks good. Looks fine. Brand new second hand. Okay, so I told you it'd be something kind of different, and it arrived here about half an hour ago. The car and all the parts that are off of it. It's different. It's an oddball. Then on top of that, about 5 minutes ago, the body shop guy dropped off another one and picked up the Honda Civic. So that's gone. Another one's in the driveway, and we got this one. So the story here is the owner of the car painted it himself, and I guess he doesn't have great heat in his garage. I don't know if he's got a space heater or what, but anyway, it was cold enough that he ran the paint like crazy. There's runs everywhere. So he wants me to, sand out all the runs and reshoot it. So it's a big enough job. I'll probably be here for a week or so. But all the jams and all that stuff are done. So, it's not too bad. So anyway, I'll just grab the camera here and show you what we got. So here it is. This is a 1970 Datsun 510. I don't remember even ever seeing one of these things. I'm sure I saw them back in the 70s when they were, newer cars. But I didn't pay attention to them. I was into Chevelles and Camaros and Mopars and stuff. But apparently it's a pretty rare car. I've never seen one in many years, that's for sure. So it doesn't look too bad, right? But, there's just an example, and then runs down below, more runs. So it's like that pretty much over the whole car. The roof, the flat part of the roof is good. Probably because it's flat. So anywhere that it's vertical, yeah, it ran like crazy. So there's a fair amount of sanding here. I'm going to be spending some quality time with some sanding blocks. I might start with a DA just to get break through the big stuff. But yeah, so we also have the hood and the trunk lid. They're painted on the inside already, so I don't have to do that. So just mask it off and paint the top. And the doors, well, they have to be done complete inside and out. So, and they're loaded with glass and everything else. He doesn't want me taking it all apart. He just wants me to mask it off and paint it. So that's what I'm going to do. It's not how I prefer to do it, but whatever. Anyway, that's the job. Different, for sure. It's a tiny little car, though. And I'm going to put it on skates like I have, these things that are poking out from underneath there. So I can move it around. And next time one of my buddies comes over, we're going to take the hood and place it on the truck where it belongs and cover it up so it doesn't get damaged again. I don't want to paint it again, right? And on top of that, I still got to cut and polish this thing. The guy's bringing his truck here on Saturday, I believe, and do the door swap and load it up with glass and all that other stuff. So there's plenty of stuff to do. I said once I get that hood out or on the truck, I can push this car forward. It's a tiny little car, and I could probably fit a second project in here if I wanted to. And that project is sitting outside right now. So go take a quick peek at it. It's these things were huge rally cars, and this guy built a bunch of them. He's from South Africa, and they're quite common in South Africa. So yeah, he built a bunch of them. And it's a bit of a hot rod. It's going to have a 5-speed, and it sounds pretty good. So, whatever turns you on, man. Work is work as far as I'm concerned. There we go. Okay, so Dodge Caravan. Yuck. Anyway, this here is really bubbled up. I gotta give him a price on this first. Probably gonna have to cut this section out. What else? Usually the lift gates are, that one's not bad. This one here, I don't think we have to cut it out. I think we can save this one. Underneath the door. So that's got to be fixed up, and there's a little bit of shit there. Watch me adjust the door. Yeah, it's out a little bit, I guess. Anyway, and then we got a spot down here, front fender. What else? What do you say? Rust inside the door. Adjust the door. Okay. So those are the spots. I think the front fender on this side is good. Yeah, nothing to do there. It's got nothing marked on this side. Well, these look okay. Rocker looks good too. Same with this one. So it's just the one he marked. That's not too bad. Got 1, 2, 3, 4 spots to do. So in here, I think you can just touch that up. Starting a little bit right here. But all these plastics, you know, they hold moisture and that's why they rot. So, it is what it is. I'll think about this one and give them a price and see if it's a go. Man, there's millions of these things on the road. I hate them. Alright, I'm going to peel out these runs. We'll do a couple of small ones first, just to check out how it's going to go. Later too, I'm also going to experiment on this. This is single stage paint, so not base clear. So I'm not sure how this cuts and buffs out, but yeah, we're going to take a spot and check it out and see how it buffs out and what it looks like. Because I mean, not like clear coat, that's for sure. All right, check this out. Well, it sands out easy. Huh. I don't even think I'm going to need this sander. I think I can do it just by hand. I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I'm just going to try with some 320 wet paper. Yeah. Okay, this might not be too bad here. Huh. Okay, well, you don't have to watch me sand. I'm just playing around at this point just to see how this is going to work out. So, like I say, it sands out really easy. So, just got to identify all the runs, sand them out first, and then just scuff the whole car. Whatever is what it is. Job's a job, man. All right, the last little bit of experimentation I want to do is see how it buffs out. So I've done this little patch here. I knocked it down with 600, then quick with 1000, and then 2000. So just up to 2000. I want to see how this is going to buff out. I've never tried buffing single stage paint before, so. Sort of kind of buffing out. I don't know. Not like clear does, that's for sure. Would probably have to go to 3000 at least. Well, it's not as shiny as the rest of it is, but it definitely will buff out. I think you just got to go to finer paper on this stuff. Huh, interesting. Then I'm sure wax will help bring it out as well. But, okay, so I got what I need to know. Like I said, I think I'm just going to get after all the runs first, get that all smoothed out, then go over the whole car. Maybe with 600 is probably good. And then we should be ready to reshoot. So there you go, something different. Datsun 510 two-door sedan. This was just about seeing what I'm working with, because like I said, I haven't touched a single stage paint since the 80s. Last time I sprayed a single stage, it was we were all using Centauri at the time. Remember that stuff? So, you know, that stuff tended to run on you too. But what we used to do was just keep if you got a run starting on a panel, say on a box side on a truck, started to run, well, you just keep feeding it paint until it runs right off the bottom. And then when it starts to harden, you take a little utility knife and just cut off the icicles, like I called them, hanging off the bottom of the vehicle, and everything looked like lipstick after. It was came out nice, had a nice shine to it too. But yeah, that didn't happen in this case, so all these runs have to be sanded out. I'm just wondering if they could have saved this paint job. I don't know. I think it's probably more work than it's worth, to be honest with you. I think it's probably easier to reshoot it. Anyway, that's where we're at. So if you like the content, please subscribe. I'm only 120 away from 3,000, so help spread the word and get your buddies and your grandmother or whatever to subscribe and get me to 3,000. I want to get there before Christmas if I can. If you feel up to it, or you feel like you would like to support the channel, there's a little red square at the bottom right of your screen, I believe it is. Got an S on it. That's for supers. And yeah, you can go in there and buy me a coffee or whatever. If you're so inclined, that is. What else? Oh, like the channel. Don't be shy, leave comments. I enjoy the comments. And yeah, if you're not doing anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man.